Good morning. Wow, the game seems kind of loud, but that's probably just me. Yep. Okay, that's fine. I can live with it. All right. I did a little bit of work off stream. The main thing that happened was that I spent a little bit of time exploring around, and so there are parts of the map that are revealed now, and I found various crashed pods and other stuff. This is a Caterium outcrop that, let's see, how much work do I want to spend, like, developing this? I don't think I'm going to bother. I think I'm just going to get back to the factory. I think this morning I want to try to get computer production up and go running. I think if I go over here, I can get to a hilarious. I can get to a conveyor belt that'll get me back to the factory relatively quickly. There also seems to be a cave system around here. Let's just poke our noses in here and see if there's anything good. Oh, this is just a... Oh, I've been here before. Yeah, there were some crabs. I blew them up and got a purple slug, I think. This is not new territory. What I want is to head up here and then turn right, and then that'll probably carry me to a conveyor belt that will get me back to the factory pretty quickly. There it is. Oh, Jasper's here. All right. Uh-huh. Okay. Alright, and so now we're back here. Okay, so let's head up to the first level, and do I have stuff to put away? I definitely do have stuff to put away, so let's take care of that. I found a cave system that had a lot of mushrooms and also a ton of power slugs. I didn't really finish exploring it. That can happen at a later time. I also picked up a lot more strange alien metal for some reason. Anything else, other stuff I need to put away? There we go. Okay. Oh, also, I picked up some heat sinks at some point. Alright. So let's think about computers. So computers require circuit boards in any case, and also crystal oscillator. And also, let's check our hard drive research. I think there might be a completed hard drive, and there probably is also, yeah, let's just grab that one. Let's see what we got. Okay, whoa. Oop, hold on. I need to deal with the cat, because the cat's like chewing the monitor cable. Jasper, cut it out. Yeah, you. Need you to not do that. Hold on. There we go. Okay. We're back now. So... So there's just one of these things is just expanded pocket dimension. That's probably what I'm going to take, honestly. There's also fancy concrete and fancy reinforced iron plate. The reinforced iron plate recipe is alright, but I already have one alternate recipe for it, so I'm not as impressed. So I think we need to just go with the good morning, turtles. We're getting ourselves warmed up, and pretty soon we'll get actual work happening. I use this hard drive to expand my inventory space, and we can put the other hard drive into research. Come on, you. Yep, there we go. All right. Oops. Okay, so our objective this morning is to set up an assembly line for computers. This will, by necessity, require an assembly line for circuit boards, and basically also an assembly line for crystal oscillator, which seems to require reinforced iron plates. So probably the crystal oscillators are going to be the hardest thing to set up here. I guess I could just do circuit boards, but I do want to use the this alternate recipe here. So I think what I'm going to do is crystal oscillator is a complicated enough recipe that I have a hard time internalizing it. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is use this pedal here, which I have not used much previously. This is the 2 o'clock pedal, to set up reinforced iron plates. And if that doesn't use up too much space, I might also set up crystal oscillator production here as well. That means I'm going to need, so if we look at the recipe for reinforced iron plate, it's iron plates and screws. So let's just queue up some assemblers and also some manufacturers just for deals. Okay. And so in addition to those components, we will need to get a bunch of concrete to expand the pedal out. I guess the rotors I should go grab from storage. And I probably just want some more cables. Okay, so rotors are probably being stored upstairs, so I'll have to head upstairs briefly. And while I'm over there, I might as well grab some motors for the usage in manufacturers. Let's see here. Yes, here. So Charles, if you haven't seen what was going on this weekend, oh wait, that's for staters. There's a lot of complicated business going on now. But that's probably enough rotors. Now the upstairs operation is a big mess of transport belts. But let's just grab 2 stacks of those. That's gonna be enough motors to last me for a long time. So oh yeah, and concrete. Oh yeah, geometry. Well, the geometry video is on YouTube now, so if you prefer to watch it there, then that's fine. I don't know, I don't really have a sense for how good it is, but I had fun doing it. Okay. Okay, yeah, so here's the 2 o'clock pedal. So let's expand this out some distance. I don't know where that foundation went, but I can briefly summarize what the outcome of the geometry video was. So if we go here to the core of this factory, we can see that I have kind of a circular structure made out of foundation blocks, and the purpose of the geometry video was for me to calculate how to do that, and then also how to you can kind of see it floating above us now too. How to calculate how to build these structures such that they don't collide with each other. Because just trying to eyeball it gets you into trouble pretty quickly. Alright, so let's assume, let's see how much space we have to work with here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's assume that we have like an assembler with output here. This is not the best angle here, but it seems like a pretty long gap. Can I build it closer? That's more like it. Okay. So that's how that'll. So if that's there, and then we have some splitters. It looks like it's going to be too close. Let's see. Yeah, that's too close. Okay. Okay, so that'll be, if that's there, the outstanding question is, will I have room to put a manufacturer here also? Also, I should probably like staple the recipe for crystal oscillator to my screen or something. Oh, I also will need cables, which I don't have a production line for cables yet. So let's, instead of trying to make crystal oscillators on this level, let's just have this be reinforced iron plates and cables, which cables manufacture pretty quickly. I don't think I need like 2 rows of them or anything fancy like that. Like, yeah, 15 per minute. I think that's probably gonna be fine. So instead of doing it like, actually, what this will allow us to do is, I think we could have another assembler over here. And then have, so if we do that, we'll have another merger here, the output. And then would I have space for another a row of constructors making cables? Actually, this should probably be a splitter. Yep. Come on. Yes, okay. Okay. This will be fine. So this will be making cable, and then this will make reinforced iron plate, which is just, the recipe that I have is the same as the default recipe, just more efficient. Okay. So let's have, yeah, because reinforced iron plates get made very slowly. It's 7.5 per minute. So that's a good incentive to have 2 rows of assemblers doing that. So let's just hotkey assembler actually. And these can be pretty close together because even when they're like this, you can still just walk without any problems. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and make this yet longer. So I'm thinking I'm going to start with like 6 reinforced iron plate assemblers. Maybe 8, actually. Oops. Let's go one more row, and that should probably be enough. It'll probably also nearly run me out of concrete. That's fine. If I need more concrete, I can get it. There we go. That should be plenty. There. Now instruct all these to make reinforced iron plates. Okay, now set up their output lines. Hello. There we go. I thought I heard something making noise. I don't know what it was, though. Oh well. And an output line over here. Oh. That sound that I was hearing is like hologram noise, which... Well, anyway. Okay. Now we need a system of splitters in here, and then we'll start setting up the belts. Okay, so these pairs of splitters will be carrying screws and iron plates. So we want the screws coming in on a fast belt. The iron plates don't need to be, but I think for simplicity, I'm just going to make everything fast belts so that I don't have to think about it, which I'm going to run out of Mark V conveyor belts very quickly here. Enjoy that whooshy noise of conveyor belts being placed. Okay, let's go get some more aluminum, which the aluminum is over here. Is there anything else I'm going to be needing more of? Like, I think I'm actually okay on iron plates. If it's anything, I would probably run out of, like, concrete, but I think I actually have enough concrete for the short term anyway. Okay, that should be enough aluminum parts to last for a while. Actually, for giggles, let's go upstairs a little bit, and so I can get a bird's eye view of the factory a little bit. So, go up here. So there's 2 levels to the factory now, so the second level is starting to cover up parts of the first level. But you can kind of get a sense for what the design here is that like out of the extremities is where stuff gets made, and then it sends its output back towards the middle, and then stuff in the middle can get shuffled around to different parts. So over here, if I can, right, yeah. So over there on the second level, that's motor production. So there's like motors being produced in the middle, and then the ingredients for motors being produced on either side. So the components get shipped mostly from downstairs and then get sent out, and then the output comes back. And that's the basic design. Charles says that it did not. Charles has been defeated by autocorrect. But not permanently. Okay, alright, that's the idea. We'll see how it all works out. Also, I have a jetpack, so I can just free fall for a while, and then a jetpack will slow me down enough that I don't instantly get smushed. Okay. Alright. Okie dokie. Alright, I should finish the thing I was doing. There we go. Okay. Let's see. And then once I do that, I'll do this over on the output side. So the outputs here are 7.5 per minute, and that's so slow that I can use the slower conveyor belts here. Okay, and have to do that again over on the other side. And once that's done, I will go fetch the inputs for these things. And I think the other thing I'm going to do here is set up a merger here that will take the 2 output streams and combine them into one. Yeah. All right. And there. And I think to keep things out of the way, I'm going to use some conveyor poles here. Which isn't strictly necessary, it'll just keep the various conveyor belts from being gummed up. Oh, this is a splitter, not a merger. Whoops. Yes, okay. I think that's in line. Let's see. Nope. Unacceptable. Yep. I think that'll probably be better. Oh no, I overcorrected. Okay, fine. I think possibly the thing to do is to get up here and stand on it. What's wrong with me? Okay. So, I want this one tick over. So there. This is me being a little more fussy than I really need to be. There, that did it. Finally. Okay. And then the other thing that's going to happen is I'm going to have then immediately split the output here and go into a storage container. Okay, now we can go get the inputs here, which are iron plates and screws. Okay. So screws, I believe, are right over here. Yes, actually. So let's see if I can do this in a sensible way. So this line here that I'm looking at right now is carrying screws, which I can go up there and look at them. There they are. They are in like little plastic hardware store hoppers, which I think is kind of cute. So let's see if I can make a splitter here that doesn't interfere with anything too badly. I might have some problems here because I can't, well, I can stack splitters like this, but how horrible is this? Hello. Oh, it's not oriented correctly. Let's try that again. Okay. So this is kind of ugly, but it will do the thing I need it to do. The other thing I could do is put this out in the middle of nothing. I think I'm actually going to do that, because right now I can't walk under this. Like my head bonks into the splitter. That's no good. So let's make a temporary platform here. Because the screws need to go from there to there, so... And now I can just feed the screws directly. Let's see if I can. I probably can't quite reach. Yeah, that's fine. I can just get one conveyor pole. Okay. Now iron plates will be a little bit more complicated, because iron plates are being produced further away. Are they over here? I think they're over there. Yeah. I think they are, yes. This is the iron plate output. Okay, so I need to get this over onto the ring that's carrying stuff, which is, let's see, this is the input belt. Yeah, the output splitter is there. Okay, so if I throw down a conveyor pole like here, so they also want to make room for iron rods at some point if that becomes necessary, but so that can go there, and then I'll connect that up later. This is going, I can't tell, clockwise or counterclockwise. This is going counterclockwise actually. So that means it needs to be on the counterclockwise belt, which is the inner one, I think. Yes. Okay. So, we'll be building various stacking conveyor poles here. Uh-huh. Now, I probably want to have some sort of splitter business happening here. Can I build more splitters on top of that splitter? That would be cool. Or will it not let me? No, it's totally gonna let me do this. This is gonna be ugly as heck. Okay. In that case, I can just put another conveyor pole there. And that can feed in like that. Okay. So now when inevitably I need to send iron plates up to the upper level, which I have not had to do that yet, but when I need to do that, I can, in fact, let's just complete the conveyor pole line so that it doesn't get taken up with other stuff. This is not strictly necessary to do right now, but I think it's probably a good idea. And while we're over here, our 10 minutes on the hard drive research is probably done, so we can check on that. Okay, that's fine. Now let's head over here. Okay, so now we have various alternate blueprints. This one involves steel beams, and I want to avoid having to produce steel beams in any quantity, so I'm going to skip both of those. So I'll take alternate circuit board blueprint, I guess. Now I think I have like several recipes for circuit board. Oh, just the two. No, I have to actually do the Caterium circuit board. I can probably do this. Where's the quick wire? I know I picked some up. Did I not pick up any quick wire? Oops. Oh, I seem to have picked up. I don't know what happened there. Yeah. Alright, that done, we can put this nonsense away. Okay. Alright, so now we have lots of recipes for circuit board. I think I actually like this one better because my plastic production is higher than my rubber production, so I'd prefer to use plastic over rubber if I can help it. Also, I'm already sending quick wire upstairs, whereas I would have to construct a new pipeline for copper wire. Okay. Which I'm sure I'm going to have to do that sometime eventually, but... Alright, so the final step here is to hook up the iron plate stream, and then we should be able to just watch it go. There it goes. Alright. So the actual final step is to power up all those assemblers, because right now they are unpowered and can't do anything. Okay, so... Oh, also apparently I neglected some conveyor belts, but... Okay, so now we have this weird conveyor belt hell of conveyor belts going all over the place. And it's time to bring power to these assemblers. Okay. There we go. Okay. Wow, are we really using iron plates so much, that iron plates and screws, that we've exhausted iron plate and screw production? I'm impressed. I didn't think we'd be able to do that. Anyway, now we are producing some amount of reinforced iron plates. Maybe the issue isn't actually, I don't think we need to pay super close attention to this problem. I think mostly it just needs to like fill up the backlog in the various other assemblers and all. If it turns out that like reinforced iron plate production is not keeping up with demand, then I'll expand other production. But in the meantime, let's set up like 4 constructors making cable, and that'll probably be plenty of cable for most purposes. Actually, I don't want to be up there. Okay, yes. I don't have like alternate cable recipes, right? No, it's just copper wire. Okay, so cable is 30 wire in and 15 cable out, so we can use slow conveyor belts for most of this business. There we go. And on the input side, okay. Alright, so let's set up a splitter here, and then it would go into a storage box. Actually, we can do this from up here. Okay. There we go. Okay, now we just need to carry copper wire down here. Which will, let's see, I have to remember where copper is being produced. Oh, it's over here. Alright. So this will be rather like the iron plate logistics. In fact, it's going to use the same stack of conveyor poles. Yeah. Yeah, this conveyor belt stack is going to get pretty tall. Alright, so from... Oh, I don't have a splitter here. Well, I can fix this problem. Okay, and then can I just send this directly? Let's see here. I could do that, but I probably... You know what, actually, I think that's fine. If I send directly from this splitter up to... Yes, that'll be allowed. I'm not going to do it right now, though. I'm going to finish the other stream here. Which is to say, put a conveyor belt there. Oh, it's right here. Okay. I think it's time for another stack of splitters. And that'll connect there, and then this connects. I don't have a very good line of sight here. Let's move around so I can get better vision. There we go. And then that splitter will head over to there, so I think I probably need a conveyor pole intermediary. Do I want it to be in line here? I mean, I could. Sure. There we go. And like with the iron plates, let's carry the copper wire around all the way just for... because we inevitably will need it. There we go. Oop. I don't know where that conveyor pole went. It's stuck into the next level. Also, I can't dismantle it from here. Well, that's hilarious. I'll go pick that up in a second. Oops, out of aluminum parts again. That was fast. Maybe I'll pick up more than 4 stacks this time. There are 8 stacks. That should last a while. I think I'll also head upstairs and clean up that errant conveyor pole that I mistakenly placed. Oops, this will actually work even if it's not what I intended. Yes, this thing right here. Hello, you're not supposed to be here. There we go. Where was I? Oh, right. And then one more? Yes, one more. There we go. Okay, now we can go hook up the copper wire, which is actually over there, but this is fine. Oh, right. Okay, so now the copper wire is being sent over there. This is probably not a safe thing to do. Let's put on a jetpack just in case things go awry. But I'm going to do this. Yes, okay. Now we can see the copper wire being sent over there. There's no power over there yet, so let's go take care of that. kind of hard to see the cables on the conveyor belt because it's black on black, but it is working, so. Yep, and now we're making cables. I had a temporary cable construction up. Well, glad that you dropped by, Charles. I'll talk to you later, I'm sure. So we can take down this constructor now. And we have a... What I'm actually going to do is transfer as much of this, these cables over to the cable storage, just so that cable storage is all happening all in one place. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is try to drop off some of these wire. Sure. Now I have extra wire that what I'm going to do with this wire is head back over to the wire storage area and put it in a box. Can I build boxes on top of this? I'm guessing not. No. I can do the horrible thing and build a box on top of a box. That's kind of gross, though. I think what I'm going to do is put a box out here. Maybe I'll remember. Probably not. Who knows? Okay. That's fine. Okay, so now we have reinforced iron plate and cable being produced, which means I think we can probably set up crystal oscillator production. Yep. I feel like there's probably an alternate recipe for this, but I never took it, so oh well. And I think if I'm fancy, I can do computer production on the same platform. Or maybe I'll do... Let's think about this. I think I'll do crystal oscillator and circuit board production on the same platform, and then computer production and like supercomputer production can be on the same platform. In any case, now is going to be the time for me to build a huge amount of concrete. So let's go get some concrete, which is over here, I think. My inventory's all chewed up with aluminum parts. But the other thing I can do is throw away some reinforced or encased industrial beam. That'll save me some space. There we go, okay. Here we go. I think I'm just going to, okay, so here's the, so that's the, what position is this? This is the 10 o'clock, that's 11 o'clock. So this is 9 o'clock, where motor production is happening. Which means this is 8 o'clock. And I think I'll just start here. Unless I want to save this position for turbo motor. Let's look at the recipe for turbo motor. Oh goodness, okay. Yeah, let's save the 8 o'clock position for turbo motor and its attendant parts. In which case we're going to use 7 o'clock, which I believe this is 7 o'clock. Yes, this is 6 o'clock because there's a ramp right there. So we're going to use 7 o'clock for crystal oscillator and what's the other part here? And circuit board? Yeah. Alright, anyway. So in order to expand this thing, I have to pull up my geometry notes, which I have over here. Almost. There we go. Alright. So as usual, I'm expressing the width of a given slice here in terms of k. So right here is k equals 1, this is k equals 3, and this is k equals 5, and k equals 5 has a depth of 4. Alright, that's k equals 5 at a depth of 4. Next we have k equals 7, also depth of 4. And k equals 9, which is also depth of 4. We can double check this. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, and this should be the central line, and then we go 1, 2, 3. Oop. Uh-oh. I might have miscounted. This should be k equals 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not possible. Hold on. If I go out this way, this definitely is the middle. And if I go out to the full extremity and just place a splitter, and this will be a marker. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Someone is wrong. Oh. Okay, so this is k equals 3. K equals, yeah, k equals 5. K equals 7, which... 1, 2, 3, yep, okay. There we go. Now k equals 9 is correct. Let's do k equals 11, though. And let's also do the first level of... Actually, let's do all of k equals 13. Okay. So now... So again, on this pedal we want to have circuit boards and crystal oscillators being produced. Oops. Which... So crystal oscillators take 3 inputs, and so I'm going to have to use... manufacturers. Circuit boards only take 2 inputs, but I'm going to have to... I would like to have one stream of manufacturers and then perhaps a parallel stream of like 2 parallel streams of circuit board production, which means this is going to need to be very wide. Because I anticipate using a lot of circuit boards. One thing we're also going to need is some computers and heavy modular frames, so I think what I'm going to do now is head over to where those things are being stored and pick some up. We can just head downstairs this way. First, let's check and see how much we have stored at near the hub. I might have some. Well, I actually do have a decent number of heavy modular frames, and yeah, I think this is actually fine. I'll just pick up 1 stack of each, and that'll be enough for what I need to do. And I'm pretty sure I still have enough, yeah, modular frames and rotors to build a decent number of assemblers. Okay. Let's throw down a lookout tower and plan this out a bit. So out there at k equals 11, actually, This is k equals 9, right? Yeah. I'm going to move the lookout tower out further. Okay, so speculatively, if we have assemblers like there, and then some splitters that are sort of like this. And then, I'm going to go ahead and hotkey manufacturer here. The situation with manufacturer is that it's gigantic. So if we do this, and then we need space for 3 splitters, because Crystal Oscillator has 3 inputs. And then output on that side. I think this will actually be fine. And I can actually choke this up a little bit so it's a little bit closer. So it's more like this. Something like that. Okay. Alright, there's enough space for this, although I will have to go build out k equals whatever that is. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's k equals 13 out there. I'm gonna have to go out to k equals 15 at least. You know, let's do 15 and 17 just for giggles. We'll need more concrete though. Okay. Actually be over there. Okay. Okay, so over here. So that's k equals 13. Now k equals 15, which is a depth of 4. Okay, and then k equals 17 is a depth of 3. Yep, that looks fine. Oops. Build a straight foundation over there. Let's grab that back. There we go. Okay, so that should be enough to keep us out of trouble. Alright, how do I feel about this manufacturer location? I think this is okay. Yeah. Or do I want to move it back a bit? I think I'm going to move the manufacturer back a bit. But I think these assemblers are probably placed just fine. Well. Okay, so let's just assume this assembler is in the correct position, because and then this thing's gonna be making a circuit board. No, not that circuit board. That circuit board. Yes. Okay, so in that case we're gonna have a splitter. Like there. That will then feed into a storage. Right. Okay. We have a splitter there. Oops. A little too zippy there. And another splitter here. Get away with that. No. I'd love to be like that. That's fine. And then we have another assembler over here. Yep, good, okay. And how many of these things do we want? I think probably 6 is kind of a lot. I'm just gonna do 4. Hello. There. And then we'll have, oh, I built that like that, but that's incorrect. Because what we're actually going to do here is put mergers here. And another merger here. we'll take the output from there. Yeah. That's probably not where I want that. This looks better. Yeah. There. Now let's just do some... good morning, Exmo. Still clipping away, I see. Well, I'm trying to avoid some degree of clipping. It's, oh, yeah, you're talking about how I've arranged these things. And yes, I still am doing it like this. But I'm going to have a manufacturer here. And... actually, since the manufacturer will have 3 inputs, which will strongly argue for stacking the splitters instead of doing it like I do for the assemblers. So let's get up on the tower and figure out where we want the assemblers to be, or the manufacturer to be. Whoa. Okay, so if we don't have enough space for the output belt to not, like... okay, I think this is probably fine. I don't have enough space for the output belt to, like, come around without having to get too close to the edge. One thing that kind of annoys me is how you can't, there's no ladder on the manufacturer, so it's kind of a hassle to get up on top of it. But, how close, if I had a stack of splitters, like here. And this thing was making crystal oscillator. Like that. Can it be closer than that, though? Does it need to be? It doesn't really need to be, so... yeah, this is fine. And then I can just have the merger stream going this way. That's pretty close, though. Man, production of that stuff is slow. That's actually fine. Okay. Okay. That's so slow. Do I want to have like 4 crystal oscillators? Oscillator manufacturers? That's... ooh. How many are needed to make a computer? Ah, just 1. Okay, I can live with that. Well... the other question is how close manufacturers can be before I'm not able to walk in between them. I'm guessing that, like, this, I probably can't walk in between them. Oh, I can. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, well, we'll make 3 for now, and like that's too close. Clearly, that's acceptable. Okay. And now we can make splitter stacks here. Okay. Alright, and then we hook these up with Mark V conveyors. Oh, the other thing I should do is remember to give these things orders. That's a good way to have problems happen. Alright, how much time do I have? Well, I'm gonna start getting the inputs for this stuff lined up, and we'll see how far I get. Let's get the belts finished up though. Okay, so circuit boards should probably just have fast belts bringing. Good morning, Comment Code. I feel like you probably haven't seen very much of this, so I'm going to give you a small tour of the factory. If we pull up the map, the original factory was over here, and in fact, there's still a lot of stuff over there, although I don't need very much of that production anymore. The new factory that I'm building has a launch tower in the middle of it, but more importantly is a sort of radial structure. Let's go over here. So it's built around this dodecagon, so a 12-sided polygon, so there's like a ring of platforms there, and then it has platforms extending out from each of the 12 in each of the 12 directions. Oh right, the launch tower. So I've built several more launch towers. Like there's one over there, there's one over there. Launch towers are just kind of nice to have. But in any case, so there's the current location of the hub. It's partly covered up by the second level platforms. But for example, over there we have, what is that? Is that copper or iron? I forget. Anyway, oh no, that's that stream there is making steel pipes, and then this smaller one over here is making encased industrial beam. And then over here, it's a little hard to see. Like that stuff over there is on the first level, and then this is the second level, and this is making motors and has like motor parts being manufactured and sent into the middle. Anyway, the general theme here is that for a platform like this that's producing a specific thing, inputs come in from the middle and then get worked up, processed into more advanced parts out at the extremities, and then the output from that gets shipped back towards the middle. So parts move around in the middle, and you know, when they need to go out to the outer parts to get processed, then conveyor belts do that. Anyway, so that's the basic theme. Okay, where was I? And I have a jetpack. Oh yeah, the other interesting view is, actually let's just go down to the ground. Yeah, there's a lot of impossible engineering happening here because platforms can just float. So this is an interesting alternate perspective. If you go to the very middle and look up, there's this is yeah, this is pretty good. So there's this central ring of 12 pillars. And then if you look up, then you have like the spiral staircase of the launch tower, and then also like the second level ring, which is just floating. I could have the second level, like, air quotes, supported on these foundations, but then it's hard to walk around the first level. So we get up by just climbing a ladder like this, and then yeah, so you see this ring of central foundations that form the base of each of these slices. My mental model for this is that the first level is structured sort of like a flower, so I tend to refer to the first level sides as petals. The second level is structured more like a pizza, so I tend to refer to them as slices. But anyway, so that's, you do get a lot of anti-gravity nonsense with all these floating foundations, but back over here. Yes, the foundationless tower being a collaboration between Stephen King and Isaac Asimov. I'm pretty sure that never happened. Okay. Yep. So at the moment, these assemblers are going to be making circuit boards. The large structures over there are manufacturers. They'll be making crystal oscillators, which you have to use the big manufacturer buildings because they have 3 inputs. These more medium-sized buildings are assemblers. They can make things with 2 inputs, as you can see by the 2 belts there. Okay, I think I also have to hook up output for these things. Yeah. Hello? Oh. That's pointing the wrong way. This one also pointing the wrong way? No, this one's fine. There we go. The splitter. There. Okay. That was harder than it should have been. And then, how about the other side? Looks like this side's ready to go. Yep, okay. So I should be able to go up like that. And then this will have a splitter. That can feed into storage. Oop, I'm out of iron plates. That's a pretty fundamental thing to be out of, so let's go pick up some more. Iron production is at... Actually, it's right here. Okay. How are we done on iron rods? We have lots of iron rods. Okay. So one disadvantage of having this pizza structure is that you end up with like kind of a long walk out to where it's actually wide enough to do stuff. But I mean, in practice, the flower structure also has that. It's just a long, thin pathway instead of a wide pathway. That's like the only actual difference. Okay. That won't block the input streams, right? Okay. Nope, we're good. Okay, so the components we need here are plastic and quick wire. Quick wire will be relatively straightforward because I already have that going over for motor production. Okay, so this stack of splitters here is carrying... That's very entertaining. Let's climb this ladder and look at what we have. We have screws, iron rods, quick wire, and steel pipes. If we look at what else we have here, so if my intention is that slice is making motors, the next slice, which is not currently developed but will be making turbo motors. I don't know how many parts for the turbo motors. Alright, none of these things require screws or iron rods. So, given that, so the question that I'm pondering here is whether I need to keep quick wire on the third level of the stacked conveyor poles, or whether I can drop it down to a lower level. And I think I can drop it down to a lower level, because I don't think I'm going to be using screws in between here and there, so there's a potential for weird nonsense to happen here, but... Okay, so in theory, I'm going to have a conveyor belt that goes down like that. I'm not going to build that just yet, but that's the plan. There we go. Whoop. Okay. So now we're going to need a splitter for quick wire here. And then this will go that direction. And then presumably, so what's the recipe? I think it's quick wire and plastic, yeah. Plastic's gonna be used in lots of stuff, so let's just get this going this way. Yeah, sure. How do we feel about having a conveyor pole there? Yeah, that's gonna be fine. And then another one like here. Let's see, can these reach all the way into the... Nope, not quite. Okay, and then this can go right into there. And while we're here, we can just hook up the other one too. What? That's too long? It grabbed the wrong... It probably grabbed the wrong end of the conveyor pole. There we go. No problem. Okay, let's go... I think we can go ahead and hook up the quick wire feed here. Alright. Now we have to go send plastic up from the lower level. So the way we're going to do that is we have a splitter there. And this is a little bit awkward. Because I set up these things to store the output from oil processing, but they're not in a very good location, to be honest. Well, actually, I think I can probably manage this. So all I really have to do is move probably just plastic and rubber over to here. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Alright, so if we do the following thing, if we put 2 conveyor poles here, and then check that we can do this. Yep. And then let's just say we take a splitter. Oh wait, no, that's not quite what I want to do. Okay. Alright, and then... Oops. That could have gotten poor. And then plastic can go like this, and rubber goes like that. I don't even need the rubber right now, I'm just sort of assuming that I'll need it eventually. Okay. Alright, let's see how that looks upstairs. I think I'll probably hook up the inputs for the circuit board, and then that'll probably be all I have time for. Alright. I might want to switch around the plastic and rubber here. Actually, no, this is fine. So plastic will go right there up to here. And then can have this outrageously tall tower here. Okay, so we don't need a splitter there. Something weird is about to happen. Because I want to connect up this conveyor belt all the way down there, which I don't think I'm going to be allowed to do. Yes, encroaching another's clearance. Shocking. Okay. So this is an outstanding problem. I wonder if it would work if I moved all of these splitters over closer to the... See, the other problem that could create is it could run into this putative conveyor belt stream. Oh, put it in, feeding into a splitter that doesn't even need to split anything. That's probably the simplest solution. Yeah, let's go with that. I might come up with something more sophisticated later, but I think this is going to be fine. I might have oriented that incorrectly. Nope, we're good. Okay. And then this will go, whoops. Need to build another tower here. And while we're at it, we're going to need another splitter here. Yes. And then there. Okay, so now we should be able to hook up the plastic line, and then plastic will be supplied over to the circuit board production area, which is here. Yes. And now there should be plastic moving along. Yep, there it goes. All right. Then we'll just need electricity. Which, can I carry power all the way across? I probably can do this. Yeah, no problem. Eventually I'll have, like, another slice in between here that will also need power, and I'll probably, like, intercut these power lines. But in the meantime, this is fine. Let's run this over to the other side and cross our fingers that it doesn't collide with anything. Yeah, okay, we're good. And this is fine. There we go. Okay, so now circuit boards should be produced. Oh, wait. Why didn't I give them faster belts? Let's... these should be fast belts. I don't know why I use slow belts there. And it looks like this probably doesn't have orders. Oh. No, not crystal computer, you dunce. There we go. Alright. So it'll probably look like I'm quick wire limited for a little while. I don't know if that's gonna actually exhaust my quick wire production. I don't think so, because what, I have 4 of these things. I'm pretty sure I'm making more than 300 quick wire per minute. Well, now circuit board production is online. So that's good. And then next time we'll finish up computer production, because now we actually are making... I can't even remember why I wanted circuit boards and crystal oscillators on the same... Oh, I remember why. Okay. So... yeah. Mosh says they prefer using Mark 1 belts if it needs less than 60 per minute. So do I. I guess the plastic could be a Mark 1 conveyor belt. I'll use the fastest level conveyor belts if anything requires more than 60, just because I don't want to have to bother thinking about like which one of these things needs the Mark 1 and which one needs the Mark 5. Like, I guess in this context, if I'd been thinking about it, then it's pretty clear that the plastic could use Mark 1 and it would be fine. But anyway, I mean, for comparison over here with the crystal oscillator, all the crystal oscillator ingredients are way under 30 items per minute. So Mark 1's over here is gonna be totally fine. Anyway, so the plan here is that crystal oscillators will be produced there, and then on this yet to be built slice, I'll be making computers and probably supercomputers also. But that's all for next time. All right, let's just climb up here. All right, thanks for joining. See you next time.